Hi, everybody. Mrs. Kane here. Sorry I couldn't be here today, but you're going to be making this very fun Wayne Thiebaud inspired pop art. Thinking back to some of our lessons before, remember that pop art stands for popular art, things that most people would like. And so Wayne Thiebaud is really famous for making pictures of desserts because desserts are very popular. I'm going to share a little video about the artist. He had a very long art career. He worked in art for a long time. He lived until he was 100 years old and created many, many different kinds of painting, but is most known for his paintings of desserts. So I'm going to play you this video quickly, and then I'll show you what we're going to make.
Today, we're going to talk about the artist Wayne Thiebaud. Wayne Thiebaud is an American painter best known for his still life of edible treats and everyday objects. His most popular subject matter includes colorful cakes, slices of pie, candy pieces, and the winding streets of San Francisco. Thiebaud's paintings capture the American sensibility of everyday life. Still lifes are included in his pieces by the cakes, shoes, and various content that he paints. Wayne Thiebaud was born in Mesa, Arizona in 1920. He then later moved to Los Angeles in 1921. During this time, he worked as a summer apprentice program in the animation department of Walt Disney Studios. He also served in the Air Force and was assigned to Special Services Department as an artist and cartoonist. Thiebaud's work displays consumer objects such as pies and cakes and different items you would see at the pharmacy. Wayne Thiebaud uses heavy pigment and exaggerated colors to depict his subjects. Well-defined shadows, characteristic of advertisements, are almost always included in his subject matter. Wayne Thiebaud loved to use repetition and shadows when looking at his pastry and cake art pieces. Wayne Thiebaud, an American painter, is best known for his still lifes of edible treats and everyday objects. Enjoy these amazing pastry masterpieces.
Okay, so two things that Wayne Thiebaud often included in his pictures were repetition. So that means when you have the same item painted over and over, or drawn over and over over and over again. So what we're going to do is some repetition of cupcakes. Let's see if there's another good example here. Okay, so again, repetition of these cookies here, or these cupcakes, different styles, but the same dessert type repeated over and over again. Same here with these slices of cake. So we are going to do that today, creating cupcakes. So each of your cupcakes can be different, but you are going to do 3 in a row, which is very characteristic of pop art. So you're going to have a sheet like this. It's divided into 3 sections, and you're going to take this shape, which is a trapezoid. So it's a 4-sided shape, which makes it a quadrilateral. And you're going to put the taller side on the top. Okay, the shorter side, or I'm sorry, the longer side on the top and the shorter side on the bottom. And you're going to trace this shape. If you want to change the liner, this is going to be the liner of our cupcake. If you want to change the way the top of it is designed, then you can leave that side blank until you fill that in. So I'll show you some examples. I'm going to trace this shape, and if you don't have enough tracers, just share with your table, and your guest teacher can pause this video as often as you need. So you, at this point in the video, should be at your seats, working, having a tracer, and drawing along with me. So you can draw directly with Sharpie if you want to. Obviously with the Sharpie, you can erase. So if you prefer, you can draw with pencil and then trace over it with Sharpie. That's whatever you're more comfortable with. So I did one where I just traced the trapezoid. So I have the shorter length on the bottom. On this one, I'm going to change the top of this liner into a zigzag line. And on this one, I'm going to change the top of the liner into a scalloped line. So you can do that part however you want, whatever you think looks good for the type of cupcake you want to design. And then I have some printed cupcake sheets that show different types of frosting and all of that. And you're going to work on that part of the project on your own. The only other thing that we're going to do together is I'm going to put a line behind these cupcakes. So it goes across this horizontal line, but then I stop and then I pick up on the opposite side of the cupcake. This is showing the table or the surface, the counter that the cupcake is sitting on. This helps you define some of the space in the picture for when you're doing your coloring. Okay, so you can make designs on these cupcake liners. They don't have to be lines like this. You can design them any way that you want to. But by putting in this counter, this helps you for when you're doing some of your coloring. So, for example, if you're going to color in your cupcake liner, try to stay in the lines and not a lot of white spaces, right? You really want to color this in. If you're coloring like that, that's not considered colored in. Okay, so you want to really fill in all the space so that there's no white spots left. Okay, and then what we can work on is adding in those shadows. So a couple different ways you can do that. One, you can color the counter that this is sitting on, and I'm kind of going two different directions, but I'm using crayon. So remember, if you're coloring with colored pencils, and it's your choice on this project what you prefer, but if you're coloring with colored pencils, you're going to want to try to go in one direction back and forth a little bit slower than this to make it look very smooth. Okay, so one way that we can add in the shadows is by using the same color that you use to color the surface that this cupcake is sitting on, but on the side of the cupcake in a diagonal, so I have a triangle shape right here, you're going to color this darker. Okay, that is giving you the shadow. You can also color the side of this cupcake liner darker. The way I'm doing that is just by pressing a little bit harder. Okay, you can also add in a shadow. So I'm going to put all of my shadows on the same side of my picture. So in this case, they're all going to be on this side. Another way that you can do that is by coloring this whatever color you want. And if you want your shadows to be very exaggerated, like Wayne Thiebaud's, you can use a gray or a black and color in a really dark shadow like that. So either way, whatever approach you like better is what you can do for your project. Now, I'm going to leave this one blank, but what you're going to do is you're going to decide, and you can use that sheet that I gave you for reference. What do your cupcakes look like? Is there sprinkles on them? Are they vanilla, chocolate, strawberry? Maybe they're just swirly frosting like this. It's up to you how you want to design your cupcakes. And you're going to color all of this. So you would color all of this in. And then for the background of your picture, you can add in some different patterns. You can add in just a solid color, whatever you think looks best. So if I wanted to add in some patterns, I could even just add in some polka dots behind here. You could add stripes, you could make a rainbow. Think about anything that's repeating for creating patterns to decorate this background. So it's up to you how you want to finalize your design of your cupcakes. Really try today to focus on adding in some of these exaggerated shadows and getting creative and making your cupcake styles. Here's an example with just two, but here's an example of a finished product, and I hope you have a lot of fun.